right in, we have...
Look at this. Amaury Lavernhe on his first wave of the heat. Big oh, man, that looked like it just dropped right on top of his head. But lucky for him, whoo, he makes it to the end of the bowl. Amaury Lavernhe drawing first blood quarterfinal. Heat number 2 against, in yellow, Australian. This is Andrew Lester versus Amaury Lavernhe. Wow. We just started the 30-minute heat. Here we go. Amaury drawing first blood. Holy beep.
Look at this again, man. He drops into these big, that huge community. See him using his legs there to try to control. But it's just too big, too powerful. Then you had this, look at that water just explodes over him. He's so lucky he just got under the power of the lip, because that could have just blasted him on the bottom of the reef. Luckily, he rode out of that. Unfortunately, the judges don't give him a massive score because he, 2.25 the judges give for that. And Manny, I can't even comprehend that. If I took off on that wave and put it all on like that, and then someone gave me a 2.25, but they've got to do that because you've seen what Jason Finlay did. When it's ridden properly, when you get that perfect wave.
Yep. When you're lucky to get that perfect wave.
Yeah, but you've got to do that. And so the judges are doing it entirely right. But all I'm saying is these guys are putting so much on the line, and it appears the reward is so little. But it's not. We've got a massive audience tuning in today, and they're putting it all on the line here. But now you have Andrew Lester. He's still out there in priority. This might be the curse of the priority. You mightn't want priority out there because that means you've got to get one of these things.
Exactly. You know what? This is the reason why I am not a bodyboarding judge. I would have given every rider who jumped in the water and even thought about dropping in on some of these monster waves a 10 just for being out there. But these guys want more than just dropping in. They want to get barreled, come out of the barrel, and do big lip maneuvers, a roll, air roll spin, or big inverts. It's all there for the taking. So out in the water currently, leading the charge, 2.25 on his first wave. This guy right here, Amaury Lavernhe.
Current world champion, Manny. Today, less than 1 hour's time, he'll be handing over his world title to to Pierre-Louis Costes or Jeff Hubbard. But this man here, he's only 25. He's already one-time world champion. He's had a very strong year. He'll finish in the top 5 this year again. And he's a name that's going to be at the top of the rankings for many years to come. And, huge respect. And, he's shown that in his big stuff, he can mix it with the best of them. And, he won't hold back, I can guarantee you that.
Oh, no. We've seen some spectacular tube riding skills go down from Andrew Lester the past few days he's been here. And he's been just having a great time on the last few events that he's been to. And I think he still can't believe that he is where he is right now. But there's going to be a time where he's going to look up and say, you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm in the right place.
Yeah, look, he was, he's seen us there. We've spoken about making it all the way from the trials. Not only that, he qualified for next year's World Tour. So he's now in the top 24 of the World Tour and will be a genuine contender for the 2012 World Tour Grand Slam Series. And it's shaped up to be an amazing year, Manny. While we've got a little lull in the action, Pipeline's the first event off the bat, starting on the 14th of February. It is going to be massive. We now have 4 contest days at Pipeline, and we're going to open up the 2012 World Tour. And we've seen how we're already getting bombarded by potential riders wanting to secure their place in this competition. So in the coming weeks, we'll have the entry form online. But what you see right there, Manny, is the calendar for the whole year of next year. You can buy this.
Oh my, what was that? Look at this. What is that thing? Oh my. It was like a little whitewash right in front of a big wave that barreled over the small whitewash. And actually, Andrew Lester took a look at that.
He took a look at that, and it'll be interesting to see. It's hard to see from here. I think he may have lost priority in doing so because he did have a good look at that, and he actually rode the wave, I guess, for a couple of metres, and that's enough. But so Andrew Lester, still 5 minutes gone. He's yet to get a wave, but as I said, he's now youngest Grom on tour, I think he said, Manny, and he's now back on the World Tour after a couple of years hiatus, and I know Winnie was calling him the Ocky, but you like to call him the youngest Grom on tour. But either way you look at it, he's a legend of the sport, and so many people are stoked to have him back on tour. But people who aren't so stoked are the riders, because this guy is a genuine contender. As you've seen here, he's surfed all the way through to the quarterfinals. He knocked out Dave Winchester yesterday. And it was interesting, we quite often get a lot of questions about what board the riders are using and everything else. Andrew Lester grabbed a board off the shelf. He went and grabbed a board, and he's just riding one of the stock boards. He's not precious. He just said, I'm out there, give me a board. And he's taken on the world's best, qualified for the next year's World Tour, and just shows that this guy has so much natural talent.
Check this out. We got a live view of the competitors area, and this guy right here, Mitch Rollins, He is on fire. And you know what? I'm really excited to see what he's going to do out in these conditions. He'll be going against the Brazilian Udi Valadao. He's coming up next. Look at this. Amaury Lavernhe taking a look, and that thing just freight trained and just took off away from him.
Look, you see the potential in that, Manny, that as the tide starts to come in, the wave's starting to wrap a little bit more on the reef and creating more barrels. So we're going to see some amazing action go down. Mitch Rawlins in the next heat. He's another guy who's came through the trials, qualified, and he's also qualified for next year's World Tour. So,
Amaury Lavernhe, he looks like he found a beautiful right-hand wave, and look at this, perfectly. You know what? The tide is coming up. It's just getting better and better out here, ladies and gentlemen. Amaury Lavernhe maneuvering through a nice cylindrical right-hand heaving barrel here at El Fronton. Once again, welcome everybody. This is it, quarterfinal number 2, out in the water. Amaury Lavernhe in red and Andrew Lester in yellow. Manny V and Greg Taylor bringing it to you live here for the IBA 2011 NMD Pride Stealth Fronton Pro, brought to you by Grand Flavor. We know you guys are watching. Chris Crunks, Adam Hendra from the Mega Movie Crew. Take another look at this.
Wow, look at that set, man. In amazing footage. Amaury Lavernhe gets under the lip. He's trying to stall, believe it or not.
Oh, my.
And he's sitting there, sitting himself perfectly in the pit, and he comes out of that safely, which he'd be happy with. The judges still getting their scores together, but it's just starting to turn on, man. This is going to be amazing. And don't forget, we have the world title being decided within the next hour. So, but Amaury Lavernhe right now, let's live the moment. He has dropped into a bomb there. The judges, they're still thinking about it. But now a similar situation before. The man in the red getting all the waves. On Andrew Lester yet to get a wave. 8 minutes gone, or 7.5 minutes gone in this heat. But Andrew Lester is back with priority now. He knows how to ride the big stuff. I'm sure he's going to have a crack very soon.
I wonder if this is going to be the same situation throughout all the quarterfinals. One guy is pulling ahead, catching 2, 3, 4 waves before the other rider even catches a wave. I wonder if that's going to happen throughout the quarterfinals, because if it is, I would want to wear the red jersey.
Yeah, well, that's what is it? Right now, the yellow jersey's the leader's jersey, Manny, but the guys have mixed it up today. And,
that's right.
But a 6.5 for Amaury Lavernhe for that last wave, and he's jumped out to the lead. He said Andrew Lester yet to catch a wave, needs an 8.75 with 22 minutes remaining. But amazing, amazing footage, and it's only going to get better. Let's have a look at this footage again. Manny, talk us through it.
Wow, this is Amaury Lavernhe, a.k.a. Moz, M-O-Z. This is the rider in red from Reunion Island. Sneaks under the barrel right here, a massive barrel. Man, it is a ton of water just going and pouring all around him, and then comes out with a spit. Amaury Lavernhe with a 6.5 barrel ride here at quarterfinal number 2.
Woo! Hats off to the camera team for capturing that, and great work. They said after this event, we've got so many options for you. You can watch heat-by-heat replays on the IBA YouTube channel. You can watch the highlights packages that the very talented media team put together. But in addition to this, you're also able to get phantom camera footage of this amazing action going down.
Unreal.
Today. Again, a massive shout-out to the team at Red Bull Media House for supplying the camera and the operators. And some of these images are going to go down in history, Manny, and I cannot wait to see those highlights.
It's going to be amazing. Imagine watching Amaury Lavernhe dropping in on that thing at 1,000 frames per second. We don't know what those guys are videotaping, but if they get it, look at this. Amaury Lavernhe paddling back out straight into this monster. Oh, hold it on. It makes the bottom turn. Hold on steady. Hold on to the rail. Makes it into the face of the wave, and there he is. Pulls it off. Okay, we have to see this again because this is out of control. Amaury Lavernhe. Oh, my Lord. Unbelievable. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah, no, look.
Here we go. Look at this, just a big drop all the way to the bottom and just holding on, making sure he tries to get that rail in as soon as possible because that's when he's going to get that forward momentum, and he finds it, but all of a sudden he's just surrounded by tons and tons of whitewash, but he comes out ahead of it, and my heart is going to pop out of my belly.
Yeah, that was a big one. The judges had, only a 3.75 for that one. It was a very big drop, and he did extraordinarily well to get into it, but he just was out ahead of the barrel, so he was unable to get the score. But that was his second best score. But now, all of a sudden, very similar as we keep talking about to heat or quarterfinal number 1. But Amaury Lavernhe has jumped to a big lead, 10.25. Second wave was a 3.75. Andrew Lester in combo land, but there's the Brazilian. former world champion. He's next.
Oh my, this is the Brazilian, Uri Valadão, the only Brazilian still in the competition. And you know what? He has a lot of pressure on him as well. As the sole Brazilian in the event, he has to step up to the likes of Guilherme Temega in these conditions. Everybody knows what. Unfortunately, Guilherme Temega, Brazilian, he is a wild man out here in El Fronton. I was talking to Uri Valadão the other day. He says, you know what? This is my idol. This is who I respect, and I'm going to give it 110% as Guilherme Temega does. So to see Uri Valadão out here, I will not doubt that he will put it all on the line. So Uri Valadão coming up next against the Wonder Kid, the Australian Mitch Rawlins.
Yeah, definitely many. And look, Yuri surfed amazingly well through this entire contest. He knocked out the local hero, Diego Cabrera, in yesterday's action, and we saw very solid conditions. So Yuri historically was known for his ability in the smaller waves, but not anymore. He's putting it all on line. But Amaury Lavernhe also making a name for himself in the big stuff. Oh, look out, Amaury. It's careful. But yeah, look, Yuri, and we've seen, like, the Brazilians have been on fire all year. We saw that massive wipeout yesterday by Eda Luciano. And then remember in the box again we had Magno. He just put it all on the line all the way to the final. So the Brazilians, they have just been so strong all year, not in the small stuff, in the big stuff, and really, redefining Brazilian bodyboarding, and that's great. And the exciting news is, Manny, that we're looking at taking the tour back to Brazil next year, and we want to have a look at big stuff. But Andrew, let's have a look at this one.
All right, here we go. Taking a look. Andrew Lester slides. Perfect scooping bottom turn right into the barrel. Hits the brakes in the barrel, and he comes out of a deep barrel. Smaller inside wave for Andrew Lester, but still maneuvered perfectly. The tube ride master, Andrew Lester.
We keep talking about Manny. He's been riding these barrels better than anyone, and it's his first trip to El Fronton. This is just the experience he's got. Let's see what the judges think. It wasn't quite as big a wave, Manny, as we see here. It's still very solid, but look at that line, that rail control, and he parks himself in the barrel and then goes in again. And look, that's one of the deepest barrels we've seen today. Not quite as big, but Amaury's
on the first left of the day. Amaury Lavernhe is saying, okay, the lefts are now open for play, and Amaury Lavernhe has shown the other riders, okay, the left is now good to go. The tide is high enough. Now we can play my game. Amaury Lavernhe on the left hand here at El Fronton. Mitch Rawlins getting ready.
So still waiting for those scores to drop, but yeah, Mitch would have seen that left there and thought, okay, got to rethink my strategy. But again, we've still got 2 scores to drop. Andrew Lester opened his account with a very deep tube ride. I'm sure he's paddling back out there trying to secure priority because he's still got 16 and a half minutes left to get another wave. But that first wave is going to be very strong, I think, Manny. Still waiting for it to drop, but when it does, he will definitely be out of combo land and it'll be game on.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I'm still trying to catch my breath on some of the drops these guys are doing. I mean, they're dropping from the lip to the bottom of the wave, 5-6 feet. And then, well, let's take another look right here on the left. Amaury Lavernhe with a big roll on the exit of that wave and nice clean landing. And you can see now the left is now deemed rideable because of this guy right here, Amaury Lavernhe from Reunion Island.
As you said, open for business, Manny, and that just adds a whole new dimension to this. We've just heard the priority call comes out. Andrew Lester was first back out in the lineup, so he has priority. 6.75 for that last barrel ride for Andrew Lester. He's now back in the race, and he'd be very excited about the prospects of those lefts too, because he loves the left. He only needs a 5.0 to jump back into first place, Manny. Still 15 minutes to go, 15 minutes 40 seconds. We're in for a very special quarterfinal here. Anything could happen.
Oh my, we still have a ton of time. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, welcome. This is the IBA 2011 NMD Pride Stealth Fronton Pro here in the massive waves of Mother Nature on the outskirts of Galdar. It is bombing out there. We're looking at anywhere between 4 to 8 foot dredging barrels just dumping and unleashing on the shallow waters of El Fronton's reef. And I'm so happy sitting right here in this chair right now. You can almost feel the thunder from the waves through our seats.
You can hear it, man. You really can. You can hear it and feel it. We're perched up on the cliff here, looking at these conditions, just thinking. But I remember I was up there watching with the riders earlier, and they were sitting there, and every time a set come, you could hear it and feel the explosion. You could feel the tension in the riders' minds. But there's Mitch Rawlins. He's ready to take it on. And what you saw there is the man in blue was actually Eda Luciano. He's going to act as the board caddy for Uri Valadão. But there's Uri. He's sitting there getting the liquids on board. And he's going to, I'm sure he's going to fly the Brazilian flag with pride. And he's going to take it on. 14 minutes we're going to see him in the water. Can't
I'm
wait.
very, very interested to see what's going to happen here. It is Uri Valadao. He is putting on his jersey right now. And you know what? We got a little bit of time between sets, so we'll be back right after this.
Okay.
There you saw another amazing advertisement from one of our sponsors, and you saw the amazing footage of the man of the moment, Jason Finlay, who dominated quarterfinal 1 today. In the water at the moment, it's still very open. Andrew Lester sits out there with priority, needing a 5.0 to jump back into first place. And then don't forget the scenario we've got playing out. In 2 heats' time, we will decide the IBA World Champion. Pierre-Louis Costes is taking on Jared Houston, the Frenchman taking on the South African, and it's going to be memorable. People will be talking about this heat for a long time. But before we get there, we've got some more legends. Former world champion Yuri getting out there. He's got his board caddy Edda, and Mitch Rollins, he's out there. We've spoken about Ryan Hardy. He's not just put his hand up for one heat. He said, "I'll be the board caddy."
Look at this! Live action. Amaury Lavernhe one more time, holding on to that rail into the face of the wave to be able to make that section. Oh! Nice spin on the inside. Oh! Amaury Lavernhe just losing the rail on that spin in the pocket of that wave as he was coming out and just gets sucked up and over. This is the first time we've seen that this morning. But look how fast the current is just washing across the reef. One more look, Amaury Lavernhe.
He gets into this thing. Look, again, he's doing well. He gets under, looking into the wave. He's not quite deep as the judges probably would have liked. And, they'll have a look at that. But then he tries to bank a nice spin. There's just so much water moving. It kicks him off the board.
Look at this. Look at this.
Hold on to this replay a little bit longer. You'll see he then gets sucked up and bang. Manny, I was talking to Sasha Specker last night. He was taking photos in there yesterday. And he said, if you stand up and take photos, he's not a big man like myself. But he was saying his fins were hitting the reef. So we're talking, chest deep. And these guys are just putting it all on the line.
Again, we've been saying this all throughout the entire live broadcast of the event. Not only do they have to be mentally fit to, tackle and battle with these massive waves of El Fronton, but also the physical game. They have to be top form, top athletes to be out here.
Oh, these guys are professionals, in all aspects, but these guys are super fit. But now we've still got 11 and a half minutes to the next heat, but let's have a look as the riders will start having a look at. They'll get out the water a little bit earlier than they normally do, but that's the current heat in the water at the moment. We've got Amaury Lavernhe and Andrew Lester fighting it out. Still 11 minutes to remaining. Andrew Lester sits with priority. He still needs a 5.0 to jump back into first position and to progress into the semi-final. The next quarterfinal, Manny.
Oh my, Mitch Rollins. We all know what this can do, what this guy can do in free surfing, towing into massive waves and paddling into gigantic waves. And Uri Valadao, you know what? He has nothing to lose now. He has everything to gain. And you know what? He's going to go out there with the respect of Guilherme Temega. He is the lone Brazilian out here in the competition as we speak. So he's going to represent Brazil and the big wave riding skills that the Brazilians have now can call some of their own.
Oh, for sure, Manny. And you always see a lot on the online media. The Brazilians and the Australians have a very healthy rivalry. They like to tit and for tat and like to have a go at each other. But I'm sure there's a mutual respect by all people involved. But without a doubt, I've got no doubt the Aussies and the Brazilians will be really looking forward to this next heat because you've got the Aussie hero taking on the Brazilian hero, and the social media is going to light up because it's on. Brazil v Australia.
Yep, that's coming up next. And we have 10 minutes remaining in quarterfinal. Heat number 2 currently out in the water. In red, Amaury Lavernhe is leading the charge with 11.75. His two combination waves of a 6.5 and 5.25. That is Amaury Lavernhe. In second place, in the yellow jersey from Australia, Andrew Lester, sitting on only one wave, a 6.75, is looking for a 5.0 for that first place spot. Andrew Lester caught up with him earlier this morning. I'm like, so what do you think? What's going on out there? He just said, it is crazy. Well, he said crazy, but there's a 7-letter word in front of that I cannot say. So check this out.
We now have up in the commentary booth, while we've got a little lull in the action, Shaggy talking with the first quarterfinal winner.
Down here is Jace Finlay. Jace, congratulations on winning your first heat.
Yeah, cheers, brother. It's big and heavy out there, but yeah, it's good to get into it. It's going to be exciting the next few rounds.
Now, you got off to a good start with a good invert. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I was it's pretty hard to get into the bombs, so I was getting a few that were pushing across, and luckily this one had a nice lip at the end. It threw me out a bit. So stoked.
And then, geez, how are you feeling after that massive bomb you got at the end, hey?
Yeah, my shoulder, I thought at the time it was gone. I didn't hit the bottom, but just the power of the wave kind of ripped my shoulder back. But I'm all good. I'm psyched for the next one.
Well, congratulations, mate. Amazing riding. A little shout out to Australia.
Yeah, just 2 more heats. Let's be cheering for me back home, eh? Fingers crossed.
Back to you guys.
Asking for some cheers from back home because if he was, he didn't have to because they are a huge fan base right now, are watching live here, the Fronton Pro. Big support for our man, Jason Finlay.
Yeah, look, he's got a big following, especially on the south coast of New South Wales. I'm sure all the boys down there, they'd be up when it's be after midnight there, but they'd be watching without a doubt, supporting their man. As he said, believe it or not, he's only 2 more wins away from winning the event. The wild card. Nobody was really talking about him in the calculations on who's going to win this event. But Jason Finlay, it's clear in his mind. He said just 2 more, and I can do the unthinkable. And mate, who knows what's going to happen? But Amaury Lavernhe at the moment in the water with Andrew Lester. 7.5 minutes remaining. Andrew Lester still sitting with priority. 2 different strategies. You've had Amaury Lavernhe, who's been very busy, he's now had 5 waves, but the top 2 waves, as you've mentioned, combined to be an 11.75 score. Andrew Lester, he's just been sitting there picking off the waves. Here he goes again.
Well, here we go. Andrew Lester in the yellow jersey slides under the pocket, gets a high line, able to sneak out through the little doggy door that opened up for him. Andrew Lester, he is stoked. He knows he knew he needed a 5.0, and that long barrel ride could have been it. Andrew Lester is pumped on that one.
Manny, we've been talking about it all contest. You can see Hardy
Look
and
at front row
James
center.
Russell.
Front row center.
We spoke about that scenario where Lester was the man as the board caddy supporting Ryan Hardy at the Box Pro earlier in the year when we saw that history being made. But now Andrew Lester playing the smart game. He's just said, I'm going to pick off 2 barrels and I'm going to ride this. He's been doing it all contest. He's been riding the barrels better than anyone, and he's still doing it here today. He needs a 5.0, Manny, but he's just looked at that and he's gone, oh, I don't want to be a part of that.
Massive.
But the judges, they're still deliberating. Andrew Lester needs a 5.0 to jump into first place and advance, believe it or not, the trialist all the way to the semi-final.
Unreal.
Judges' scores still drop, Manny. We're going to wait and see.
That would look like one of the longest barrels we've seen all day, so I wonder what the judges are going to do. Here we
Let's have
go.
a look.
All right, look, right off the bat, he slides under the pocket, and then he creeps under this other section that formed up right in front of him. He's still in the pocket, and he's still in there. When you think he was going to come out, he still hits the brake, finds that high line, and is able to come out. Definitely the longest barrel ride of today. I wonder what the judges have given him.
The judges, the scores have dropped 7.25 for Andrew Lester. He's rocketed into the lead. 5 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. Amaury Lavernhe now requires a 7.5. So the tube riding skills of Andrew Lester have come to the fore. He's treating this. We looked at that replay, Manny, exactly like we've spoke about. He rides it like he rides Shark Island. He gets in under the lip, then he heads high because he knows that's the only way out of these things. And the judges, they love it. They've been rewarding him all contest for that strategy. And wow, 5.5 minutes to go. Can Andrew Lester hold on? We've got that scenario. Who would have thought you got Jason Finlay versus Andrew Lester in the semi-final of the Fronton Pro? The trialist taking on the wild card. They weren't even in calculations a week ago.
No, not even. Nobody actually wrote these guys' names down to see in the later heats, but now look at this. Jason Finlay, the winner of the first quarterfinal, will go head-to-head against the winner of the current heat out in the water with 5 minutes to go. Andrew Lester in the yellow jersey or Amaury Lavernhe in the red jersey. And as of right now, things are looking really good for Andrew Lester. Amaury chasing a 7.5. Look at this. Amaury taking a look.
Look to the left. What's he going to do, Manny? This is a bomb. He's out of there. He put it all on the line. That's what it's going to take to get through today. He put it all on the line. It closed out on him. Hats off, Amaury. You've still got 4.5 minutes to get back out there. I'm glad he's up and out of the water because it could get pretty scary. Talk us through this big left, Manny.
Okay, looked like he had his eyes set on a section up ahead, but then all of a sudden, it just unleashed all the raw power from Mother Nature on that north end of the reef. You can see the water just sucking off of the reef. He was lucky to get out of there just in the nick of time and over into the channel.
Yeah, look, I'm just checking there. It looks like Andrew Lester is back in the lineup. So not only did Amaury Lavernhe put it all on the line, he only got a 2.25 for that incomplete move.
Look at that. Who's that in the orange jersey?
Oh, he's the madman from South Africa, Sasha Specker.
Yes, Sasha Specker, the IBA photographer who travels the world with the whole team to make sure you see all the beautiful photographs and images that you see online and on all the newsletters. So Sasha Specker holding it down. Check this out. Up on your screen are the current standings.
There's the scores. We've got a little shout out there. We see Grant Chucky. He's online. He's gonna come on, Lester. Chucky was over here earlier. He's another very talented photographer who's been travelling with the boys, capturing. He's got some amazing footage of early sessions here at Fronton. He's one of Lester's best mates. He was travelling with him. He went to Azores, where we saw Andrew Lester make the semi-finals of the trials, and that was that and his win here in the Fronton trials that secured that world title.
Amazing.
Ranking for next year. But Chucky, I'm sure he's sitting there with a few more of the Cronulla boys, riding Lester home. 3 minutes to go. Andrew Lester is in prime pole position for a semi-final berth. And I'm sure a couple of Chucky's mates, I'm sure the Big Prize and a few of the other boys are all there. The Shark Island boys, hoping that Lester can hold on. But there's a big group of Europeans, the French, and the guys from Union Island, hoping that Amaury Lavernhe can pull out the miracle in the last 2 minutes, 45 seconds.
Yes, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Elijah Welsh, Spirit Harrington, Mark Brightwell, look at this, Amaury taking a look, Joao, and David Pontes, Bruno. We know we are, and Elmo from Write It, BB Mag Online. We know you're watching, brother, because Uri Valadao is coming up next. Elmo and the boys from Brazil, always full support of their Brazilian riders. So currently winding down, 2 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in quarterfinal number 2. Can Amaury find that 7.5 wave? Look at this, PLC. He's coming up in heat number 4. A lot of pressure. That could be your next world champion right there, PLC. David Winchester going around stealing somebody's hat. But this is it. Ladies and gentlemen, quarterfinal number 4 comes down to the world title race. PLC can walk away with it if he beats the South African, Jared Houston.
Yeah, definitely. That is going to be history in the making. And so we've got many people. We've got more shout-outs for Lester. He's got a huge phone. He's got Matty Lenton all the way. He's an ex-Cronulla boy, but he's up in Port Macquarie riding Lester home as well in this last 1 minute 40 seconds. And it's, you know, we've got the Brazilians. They'll be sitting there thinking, our man's next. And then Australia's hero, Mitch Rawlins, is next. We're kind of, there's so much action, we're skimming over what's coming next. But Amaury Lavernhe needs 7.5, Manny.
Here he is, Amaury Lavernhe on this big right-hander, big section, looking at him, and a big invert right there, big airdrop all the way to the bottom. Amaury Lavernhe pulls it off. He likes that. He'll give the claim and say, that was it. I'll take that big air move right there from Amaury Lavernhe. Woo!
He needs a 7.
No, wait a second, look at this out the back. Oh, Andrew Lester sneaking in another big wave. And a nice big barrel for Andrew Lester. Oh, my Lord. It is insane out here, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
Lester was sitting there asking Hardy. I saw him say, what did Amaury do there? What's happening? He knows there's 50 seconds to go.
Oh, no.
Amaury Lavernhe needs a 7.5 to jump back into first place. But Andrew Lester also got another wave, so we're waiting for that to drop. I don't think that will better his score. So his score will not change. The big question is, was Amaury Lavernhe's invert a 7.5? We are waiting to see what the judges say. If it was 7.5, let's have a look at it, Manny. He goes a little bit further along the wave. He gets around the section, then gets up there. That may hurt his chances, but he gets up, good projection, great projection, great.
Look how much, oh man, he's airdropping like 12 feet out of the sky and then right in front of a big, massive amount of whitewash, but he holds on steady. Scores are still dropping. Hang tight with us, people. Amaury Lavernhe's score is still coming down the pipeline, as well as Andrew Lester's wave. And as you can hear in the background, the heat is over. So those are the last 2 scores, and we are all still waiting for Amaury's last wave to drop.
Still waiting. That's the buzzer. It's all over. It's up to the judges now, Manny. Did Amaury Lavernhe get a 7.5 for that invert?
Keep your eyes
We
on
do
the
not know.
monitor. Keep
Let's
your
watch
eyes
the
on the
screen.
monitor.
There's one judge's score to drop. It's going to be close, people, so do not go anywhere. Did Andrew Lester progress? Did Amaury Lavernhe progress? Let's keep that score graphic up. Are the judges' scores in?
There it is.
He was
Oh!
not enough. Andrew Lester is through to the semi-finals of the Fronton Pro.
Oh,
Cannot believe it,
my.
Manny. Amaury Lavernhe, massive performance in that quarterfinal. Put it all on the line with a massive invert. It was not enough. Andrew Lester from Australia, Amaury Lavernhe, you can see there he's very disappointed. He thought it was going to be close. He got a 6.75 in the end, but it was the tube riding skills of Andrew Lester that saw him through.
He's
shaking
bummed.
his head.
He's
but
pretty pissed off.